Great afternoon, my immaculate family. I was gonna say good and I had a little hesitation there, but it came out. So, how are you guys doing? Good? Great. Okay, so it's great to see you all again. I'm very excited to get into this video. This video actually doesn't have much of an aim. I just kind of started it thinking we'll find some sort of middle ground, but I wanted to talk about my philosophy, really, NEFP. If you guys have heard me reference NEFP in my other videos, you're probably going to be like, Sydney, I already know what you're talking about. You explain them in every single video. I'm going to be like, great, I'm just going to make a short video explaining what NEFP is, so when people look into my page, this is kind of like the first thing they can click on, and it's going to be real short, concise, whatever. With that being said, NEFP is NEFP. Is what you're saying, said, or thought necessary, educational, factual, or positive? If it doesn't fall in at least one of the four of these categories, there's no reason you should be saying it or thinking it. Along with the fact of, did you really need to be judgmental? Most of the time that I use this phrasing is when I'm about to judge somebody or take what they're doing out of context. But I don't know their life. I don't know what they've been through. I haven't walked a day in their shoes, so why would I even look into their life? And you guys may be with me on that, but I forgot to turn this light on, so my apologies for the lack of depth in this video. So, with that being said, you guys, you should never put yourself in a position to feel higher than somebody. You should never want to gossip about people just so you could feel good about your work life or home life or relationship or whatever. You should always be wanting to help people and extend a venting ear. You know what I'm saying? You should want to extend your ear to them, not your opinion. Because at the end of the day, it's their life and they're going to do what they want anyway. I used to have this best friend who she would constantly ask me for advice about boys, like all the time. And I'd be like, girl, you literally just have to do this and your situation would be over. But she would argue, she would complain, she'd be like, no, this is not. And I'm like, why am I wasting my breath, my precious oxygen, trying to explain to you what is right when you're just going to ignore me anyway? That's a waste of my breath. And I learned that in about 6th grade, 7th grade. So, you know, I just ran with it after that. I was like, I'm not going to waste my opinion or thoughts on somebody who's not going to value it or take it seriously. I'm going to spout my opinions and thoughts when I feel necessary. Get it? One of the four. But if not, it's not for me to say. It's not for me to judge. It's not for me to depict. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't want people to think that I use this phrasing to get away with negative things. Like my mom likes to argue with me. Oh, when you were fighting with your cousin, there was no need for you to say she was, you know, ugly or whatever. This is hypothetical. Sorry, this is anecdotal. But a little bit skewed information. I'm just making it more clear and concise so that you guys can just understand what I'm saying and then run with it. But this is not that true of a story. So it's like, you can't call your cousin ugly because XYZ, and I'll be like, Mom, but what I said was factual. See, that's when intent comes around. And when you call somebody ugly, even when it's in character or out of character for you, that's malicious intent, negative intent, or whatever you want to call it. And if you're trying to be positive all the time, it doesn't really sound like you're doing the most, you know what I'm saying? Because when I try to live by the NEFP, I try to make sure everything I say is always positive. Necessary, educational, factual, whatever. But I always try to make sure what I'm saying is positive. And then if it falls under necessary, I'm like, okay, whatever. Sometimes I do speak too quickly. Sometimes I do judge people too harshly. But I always turn it back around, apologize for my mistakes, because nobody's perfect. And as long as you're willing to shout about your mistakes as much as you're willing to shout about the victories, you will get through life just fine. You will manifest your own happiness. Check out my video on manifestation if you haven't. You will get there because life truly isn't that hard if you believe in yourself more than you believe in the next guy, because you are capable of anything. If you thought it up, it's possible. Nothing is impossible. Saying something is impossible because if you are capable of thinking it, you're capable of doing it. That's why I don't believe that any story is fiction, or is it nonfiction? Fiction. Because how are you going to say that's a fictional story when we definitely could have done that before, and it's definitely in the realm of possibility of people doing things that we don't know about. Like, we didn't know about necrophilia for the longest time. We didn't know about, what's that one? Thalassophobia. There are just things we haven't discovered yet, so therefore we can't really talk about them. But I'm getting a little off topic here, so I'm gonna end the video here, guys. This was just me popping in to say what's up. This is me making a real short video because you guys like the shorter videos anyway. But remember, what are you saying? Is it necessary? Is it educational, factual, or positive? I want you to really consider that before you go spouting things that nobody asked about, you know? I'll catch you guys later. Y'all are all immaculate. I do not have an immaculate candle. I'm going to go to the store and get one soon, but don't judge me. I love y'all.